Welcome to PPR podcast number, do you believe we've been doing this for 58 weeks now? And we're still talking to one another. Everyone knows Bert Grossman to my right, but the guy in the middle, I'm Paul. That little QR code in the corner of the screen is your secret to finding all our podcasts and all our PPR gear and all our PPR secrets. So scan that code, or it'll take you to the pro shop and the archive. But in the meantime, we have a very special guest.
We do, the great Josiah Cox from Lincoln High School. Josiah, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, sir.
Sir.
Sir, don't call us sir. Josiah, what class are we getting you out of?
Right now I'm in Miss Gailey's class, so it's an AVID class to help me with college.
Very cool. Speaking of which, it looks like you're going to have your choices of school because Bert shared with me a rating of national safeties of which you appeared to be on the top of the pyramid of is that stuff you see as a kid, or am I telling you something you don't know?
Honestly, I don't really care about rankings. I'm not gonna lie, so that's not really something that's matters.
All right.
Why do you say that?
Because I've played versus a lot of ranked guys and I've dominated them, so that's made me realize rankings doesn't matter to me, really.
I was going to say that because I watched you play and you and Marcus Ratcliffe always stick out as a county, but I mean, to only have 3 stars, and then I look and I don't know how Roderick only has 4 stars. If he's not a 5-star, I don't know who is. So it's kind of, you get caught up in these rankings. You're like, then you look and it's like, well, what is this?
And there's some guy in a basement somewhere making the decisions. But you bring up a question because Josiah, you're a hard-hitting kid. I know you don't shy down from anyone. But has there been a moment in practice or in your Lincoln career where you have locked horns with Roderick, and how does that go?
So when I got my concussion last year, I came back kind of on demon time, so I was trying to hit him hard. And he had ran through the hole, and I came down from safety, and I tried to just launch my body at him. He definitely made me do a backflip. Yeah, after that, I definitely was like, yeah, I can't hit him like that no more at all.
So, that's what I want to ask you. So I'm older than you, but when I played at Pitt, we had this dude, Greg Ironhead Hayward. So you just automatically, he was a 290-pound tailback. So you
I know
automatically,
who he was.
yeah, you either had to hit or you got hit. So were you always hitting like that, even you played at Balboa, right?
Yes, sir. I played at Balboa, Skyline, Valencia Park, and Los Toros.
Man.
So you play for them all.
Yes, sir.
So were you always hitting like that,
we're-
or is this out of survival? Because, Roderick, every day camp and practice, you got to learn to hit out of survival, or would you always hit like that?
My whole life, I was definitely physical. I definitely was a physical dude. I played linebacker in my youth football career, so I never was really a safety or a DB. I played in the box, so that definitely helped me.
And that's gonna help you at the next level too, because everybody is looking for guys that can cover, but I think there's a premium on stopping yards after contact. So that tackling, I think, is a premium at the next level. Or am I wrong in saying that?
I wasn't physical like him. I was an ankle tackler, personally, so I couldn't.
Well, would you agree with me, Josiah, that there's a premium on being what they call a sure tackler?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. That's what college coaches are looking for nowadays. You can hit, cover, do it all. That's what they want. So
the cool thing, I want to talk about the modern day game a little bit, and obviously Rod did what Rod did, but your defense was just a little scary. Yeah,
suffocating.
A little scary. I mean, if I don't know if anybody wants to play you now, but Rashif was moving you and Hunter Wiggins around these matchups, which I don't see. I mean, I saw you play corner. I saw you play up on the line. I think I saw you play DN at one time and safety. I mean, does he do that a lot just to get the matchups? Because it was a brilliant game plan. I mean, it was just a shutdown all the way around.
Well, yeah, our game plan this week was definitely stick your guy all game. Like, he wanted us to match up. So we had matchups this week, and we got it done. So wherever your guy went, you had to get him. So.
Hey, did anybody around school or around the community talk about the game being on KUSI? I mean,
yeah, everybody was like, it's on TV. Like, we got to be there. So it was definitely a big game around the community.
Very cool. Because it did a great number for a high school football game, and considering all the competition we were up against, a lot of people watched you on Saturday night here on KUSI.
What was the number?
Well, our rating, we did 3 times the audience of the game in front of us, the HBCU game.
3 times?
Yeah, and we beat the Texas A&M game. So, I mean, a lot of people were watching. watching, dude.
Okay.
So that's another thing, because we always talk about who your rival is in high school. This seemed like a rival game, but you guys had never played each other, which was the craziest part to me because you never see two teams that have never played each other, but it felt like a rival game. What was that about?
Well, honestly, the biggest thing for us is we love playing competition. So with all the D1 guys that they have, we definitely were looking forward to the matchup. So,
Nothing
they
to do with
said
7-on-7?
Yeah, with 7-on-7 too, definitely. Yeah, we had that matchup in 7-on-7, and it was a fierce matchup. Like, it was crazy. So
let me ask you about 7-on-7 then, because we always ask people, and it's like 7-on-7 is no good or 7-on-7 is great. This game, out of more than any game, just showed me 7-on-7 is just, it has its place, but if you put a front seven in there, it can dominate a game. Your playbook's gone pretty much from 7-on-7.
Yeah, it's a big difference for sure. Big difference.
PV and Fuel, I mean, they almost had like a bet going as to who was going to meet in the backfield first. And as a defensive back, when you have that kind of heat being applied from up front, your job becomes significantly easier, does it not?
Definitely, because I know I could trust that he's going to have to get the ball out quick. So that's why I definitely press. And I'm like, okay, I got to get this.
Oh, we froze. Unfreeze.
Froze.
There we go. Now you're unfrozen.
Froze
We
up.
got you back. Don't worry about it. So finish your thought about the heat being up front means you only have to cover for a shorter period. You can take more gambles, can you not?
Yes, sir. Definitely take more gambles. And then the quarterback definitely has to get the ball out quicker because they're going to hit home. So,
yeah. Did you at any point feel sorry for Nankill? Because, man, he was I know you're
I did. I definitely did because I know him from youth football. So when I see him getting ate up, I'm like, dang, bro. Like, I bet you he ain't never been through a game like this.
Yeah, and I was telling Paul, I said, I don't think if they had Tom Brady, it would have made a difference. I mean, except Tom Brady would have had some broken bones. I mean, it was just,
Tom Brady would have fared worse than Nankill because Tom Brady would not be able to
get around.
Pocket like him, yeah.
And that's the other thing, because I thought different. I thought, there was so much. I mean, usually it's, if there's pressure, you can jump a route or do whatever. But there was so much pressure that he was bailing that the whole route tree kind of broke down and
it became very
I mean, you couldn't jump routes, you couldn't do anything because it became like a Nerf street game pretty much. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen that much pressure, like 1 second to pick one of your routes out to throw.
So we'll talk more about what lies ahead because there's still the big game with Cathedral. There's still a big game with Madison on the horizon. There's still significant football to be played. But before we get to that, I want to get back to the 3-star thing. 3 stars means you're being recruited. What schools are looking at you right now?
Okay, so I got Washington State, Indiana, Colorado State, University of Colorado, San Jose State. What other ones? I got some HBCUs from Grambling, Florida A&M. I got the Grizzlies, Montana State, Oregon State, University of Arizona.
You know what? I got a couple because you got offered by San Diego State. You didn't even bring them up. How come?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was gonna keep going. I'm so sorry. That was my last one.
Is there any chance you stay close to home?
Yeah, I'll consider it. Definitely.
Were you part of the contingent of Hornets that went to the Snapdragon week 1?
Yes.
And what'd you think?
It was dope. Great hospitality. It was super hot that day though, so.
Yeah, maybe not the best, most comfortable experience, but the fact that you were there, you witnessed history. Could you see yourself running up and down that field?
Yeah, definitely. I loved the field. It was dope. It was an amazing stadium.
Are you kind of like
So.
are you and Hunter looking at like maybe going the same spot, maybe together, like the Oregon duo last year, maybe? You are?
Yes, sir.
Oh, see that?
Really? So you guys, is that your best buddy on the team?
One of them. I can't say he's my best buddy. I honestly think all my teammates are my best bros.
Right. I get it.
Coach Harvey said he was your best friend. He's not?
Coach Harmon.
He told me he was your best friend, but yeah, he says that about everybody.
I just want to know more about, is it Journey? Is it Tala? What's Journey's like? Is that the biggest human being you've ever encountered?
Yeah, definitely. He's humongous. He's gonna be a dog.
I want to know what lunch time is like because
Eat a lot, definitely. All our linemen eat a lot. All good during lunch.
Yeah,
You
they're
don't
all
catch.
big. They're all big.
Yeah, that is the biggest, and he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, he's young.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
I just have never seen kids that big
He's
before.
pretty big. Yeah, he's big. Are you going to run track this year or no?
Yes, if I don't early graduate, because I'm on schedule to early grad, but I could stay.
Oh, so you might end up going off to college before.
Oh,
track
so
season.
it's well. Hey, just before I forget, Josiah, when it comes time to make your decision,
Yeah.
make it on KUSI, okay?
Definitely.
All right, please. Know that we'll do it in the morning, we'll do it in the night, we'll do it whenever you want to do it, we'll do it wherever you want to do it. Just let it be live on KUSI.
Bet.
All right, I'll text you my number so you have it. If I'm just going to say it once because I'm not going to pester you. I stopped doing that. But you have that option, okay?
Okay.
Hey, can we talk a little bit about now the games ahead, because there's a very big game with Cathedral. It's going to be a neutral site game.
They have Major Harris this week too.
Yeah, but oh yeah, you'll be tracking down the General Givens.
Did I say Major Harris?
Well,
Oh,
I
that's
promoted
West
him to
Virginia,
general.
Thank you. Well, it's Givens. I said Major Harris from West
Yeah.
Virginia because you got me.
But
cold
anyhow,
picking.
so how well do you know Major?
Major Givens.
Yeah.
That's my dude. We all played youth football together. I basically know all the high school running backs. So.
Did you
that's
win
my
any
guy.
Q Bowls when you were playing?
I've been 3 times, lost all of them.
Why?
That's another reason why this modern day game was a big game, because all of them players played for Eastlake, and I've never beat Eastlake in my career. That was my first time beating the Eastlake kids in a game. I've never won versus them. Trey Edwards, Dominic Nankill, all of them.
That's that Clark Moses effect. You gotta watch
No
out.
kidding. So that's why you erased that wound really quick, did you not?
Definitely.
All right, I'm gonna ask you some inside info because I'm putting my betting lines this week. Is Eugene Rice gonna play this week?
Yes.
All right.
Trying to play last week. He's a dog. He was trying to play through it, but
Yeah, he is. I was disappointed. I wanted to see him play actually.
All right. So hey, give us an idea. Obviously you're pretty good with hitting the books. What's your favorite subject?
honestly, I like chemistry the best.
And how did that happen?
Why are people coughing in the background like it's a joke?
Is that your teacher?
Yeah, it's my teacher because I love her class too. She knows I like English. That's my dog, Miss Gailey. Best teacher out there. Shout out to her.
But she got mad because you said chemistry.
I said chemistry.
So can you ask her? Can you ask her a question?
All right. No.
I got a question
No,
for her.
just a second.
All right.
Let me, because I'm going to give you the make good. All right. So what's your favorite class, Josiah?
Miss Gailey's.
So I got a question for you because since she's coughing back there, can you ask Cassie why she missed your game against Modern Day on TV?
Tell him the reason and tell him I watched the second half on
Okay,
TV.
well, she had something for her wedding.
And that's
And
more
then-
important. Okay. And that's why
Yeah,
she's not a
I'm-
chemistry teacher.
Yeah, I could let her
All
sign
right.
that one.
All right. As long as you give her permission.
Well, while we're in the classroom, Josiah, tell us about the Lincoln experience. What are the expectations of you? We know what the expectations of you as an athlete are. What are the expectations of you as a student?
Well, first things first, coach always tells us you got to sit in the first 3 rows of the classroom, definitely. No sitting in the back. You got to be a leader of the classroom. Make sure you're helping the teacher run the classroom. That's expected too. So definitely being a leader all around and making sure everything's up to par, not turning in late work, not creating bad habits. So that's a big thing coaches tell us about.
Can you help me out with what Coach Brashif was wearing on Saturday? with, the,
He was wearing the Black Forces.
with the white socks and some skinny jeans, I think.
Yes,
I gotta get
sir.
you a picture of that tweet.
He was on TikTok.
It's interesting, but man, what a game he called! I gotta tell you that.
All right. So now, if I could get back to my original or the question, in a couple of weeks, we're hoping, Josiah, that we can finagle this game onto KUSI. We're in the early stages of negotiations, but everyone knows the circumstances between you and Cathedral. Everybody knows the rivalry on the field and what's happened outside the field. But we're a couple years removed from it now. Have those wounds healed? Or are they still very much in the forefront of when I say the name Cathedral Catholic, is that what comes to mind?
They definitely healed. It's nothing personal, but we definitely got to show them what's up since we haven't been able to, actually lock in and play them. in a while. So
I know.
and for me, definitely it's going to be a big game because last time playing Cathedral was my sophomore year. And I played them. I wasn't even ready. Honestly, I was a third string. I just got pulled up. So they had just put me in the game like you said and was, running it down our throat. So definitely since then was the last time I played them. So
You might go into this game with a bigger offensive line than Cathedral, if memory serves me right.
They are. Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows about your skill positions. I've been in this town since '97, and I've known all about Lincoln and their skill positions. But this is the first time I've ever encountered your program where the guys up front are as good as the guys out on the flank. Am I overstating that, or?
definitely not. No, they're definitely bought in. Our linemen, they're all leaders. They all want to be great. They want to see us be great. So it's definitely a great team this year.
Yeah, I'll say.
You got to make that happen, Paul. KUSI game.
Well, I mean, I talked to Coach Dunn. He seems to be up for it. We're reaching out to Cathedral. I know the game's at a neutral site. Is that going to be weird?
I mean, definitely for me because I've never remembered playing Cathedral at Lincoln. So.
And it's at Mira Mesa this year?
I think it's going to be at Mira Mesa, right?
Oh, it's at Mira Mesa?
Yeah. Where do you think it was going to be?
I thought it was a home game.
I know. No, I think the game has been Mira Mesa is going to be the neutral site for you guys.
Okay.
So I think that was part of the deal. But I could be, if folks who are watching this, if I have that wrong, I apologize. I'm going by second and third hand of information. No one has told me for sure. So
Maybe Miss Gately will make this game. You think?
But either way, I think it's important that the game get played and continue to get played. And I think it's really important that the two schools communicate and work it out, because I think there are great lessons to be learned from meeting after the game, shaking hands and looking everybody in the eye. And Josiah, I can just tell you're a look me in the eye kind of guy. So I think that's what's going to happen, right? I mean, there's mutual respect from both programs, is there not?
Yeah, definitely.
Josiah, let me ask you a question. Because I'm one of your biggest fans. I think you should be a 4-star, but it's kind of almost like Keyshawn was a few years ago. Should have been a 4 or 5-star, but was a 3. Kind of committed a little early, and then Miami comes in, and then he's killing in Miami. I mean, does that worry you a little bit? You don't want to commit right away till it's the right choice, because you're going to move up in stars. If you don't, though.
Definitely, I was hoping to get some more options on the table.
Oh, you will.
So that's definitely why I haven't committed yet. Get some more options on the table and think about my options hard, because that's where I'm going to be spending. I don't want to go to a school and have the transfer portals. I want to be at a school and be able to stay there. So.
Well, Josiah, all I could show some huddle tape of you coming up and filling a gap. I think that's going to attract just about any defensive coordinator in the country. What is the difference? Is there any difference as a recruit between being a 3 or a 4-star? Is it just a matter of who calls you?
I don't think it is the players, right? Aaron Donald was a 3-star. Does it? That should tell you enough right there.
I think it goes by the websites. I think it goes off of their stock and what they think that they see of you, because they add up some points, and it's like the points determine if you're a 3 or 4 or 5-star. It's like your composite. So.
Well, you're a star in my book, man. Geez.
I saw something that they had the NFL. There was or at the Super Bowl there was 28 3-stars on the rosters between the two, and no 5-stars.
Yeah, I seen that too.
Yeah, so I wouldn't go
and we
by
had
that.
we had Coach Brown, Jason Brown, on from Last Chance U, and he was saying that the league, 1/3 of the league, had 1-star or less.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I guess I wouldn't lose too much sleep over that. How many schools have you visited schools yet?
Yeah, I've been to USC, UCLA. I've been to Washington State and San Diego State. So those are the only schools that I've visited. And I've only took one official, so I still have a lot of options.
And when do you think you're going to make your decision?
I was thinking, honestly, before playoffs, if I don't, have any other options on the table. So that was my decision.
On KUSI?
Well, you do it on the PPR, dude. We'll do the patio like we did for Tucker. Were you there that night?
Yeah, yes, sir. I went for Flo. I went for all my guys. So everything committed on KUSI.
All right, very cool. Well, we've had a special relationship with your school, as you know, so the door is always open. But
You're over your time again.
All right. Hey, well, let me ask you about your name, Josiah. Where did that come from?
Oh, well, my mom named me it. She goes to church a lot. You know, she's a real Christian lady, so she loved it. It was in the Bible. Josiah was in the Bible, and he was the son of a king. But yeah, that's where it comes from. So he was a strong leader in the Bible, so that's why she wanted to choose that name.
Talk about your mom before we let you go. Tell us about your relationship with the adults in your life.
My mom is like my best friend. That's really who I love the most, and I really want to, give the most. That's my dog right there. That's my mom. So that's really who I'm closest to right now. That's who I live with. I live with my mom, my little brother, and then I also have an older brother, older sister, and then a younger sister.
All right. Well, young man, we were told that you were going to be a fun conversation, and you lived up to expectations. You were exactly that. We certainly appreciate you making time for us on PPR Podcast 58, and hopefully I get to chat with you face to face. We'll see if that happens. You got anything you want to wrap up with, Bert?
No, I don't want to wait for his commitment on air. I want to see him then.
Why? I mean, for Josiah, from a purely personal, or what's the word? From a personal point of view, just because we want to be able to watch you play up close and personal, I'm hoping you stay close to home. But I understand how big of as we wrap this up, to making your college decision, how important is it? Some people want to stay close to home. Other people want to get away from home and be on their own for a little bit, and that's part of the college experience.
He just gave it away. His mom's his best friend. He's staying close to home.
It would be easier for mom to go down the street and watch you at Snapdragon, but also part of becoming a man. For me, I had to get away. I mean, I had to go because I was just...
The biggest thing for me is just choosing the best opportunity I could put myself in. So
does football dictate it, or does academics dictate it, or does geography dictate it?
Both, and where my the best major is, because I want to do kinesiology. So I want to look at some good kinesiology programs, and that's what I've been searching up too. So.
All right. Well, Josiah, we have kept you for over the time we had allotted for this. It's because you're a good conversationalist. We appreciate you, young man. But it's time to turn off the machines.
Hold on, one last thing.
Oh, what?
So if we do get the Saturday game, we could have him and Marcus in here on Friday night.
I was just finna ask that. Me and Marcus.
I like that. Him and Marcus.
Hang on, let me mark this down as a remembrance. In case, tell us. Hey, what kind of? If you had a look at Marcus, pretend like you're watching him on tape right now. Describe him as a football player.
He's a baller. He's definitely standing out on their defense. He's a pillar. You look at the defense, you're like, who's that tall guy right there? He walked his tippy toes, stern. So, yeah, I love him, but his body language. That's my guy, too. He played at Skyline with me. He was our quarterback when I was younger. So that's been my guy for years.
All right, who's the better? If you could only choose you or Marcus as the number one safety in the county, who would it be?
I got to choose myself.
He got to go with himself.
I got to go with myself.
I don't blame him. I think that'd be good, the 2-1 there.
All right, so that's the plan. If we could somehow finagle this to happen, then we'll have you two on PPR that night, or the Friday before, which would be the 31st of September, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, it's coming up.
So it's a crapshoot. I doubt very much it will happen, but if it does, what a night it'll be of high school football here in San Diego.
Man.
All right, well, young man, just stay healthy and keep doing what you're doing, because obviously you're doing it really, really good.
Yes, sir.
All right, Josiah Cox, this podcast has now concluded. Everybody, turn off your machines.
All right, Papa Pig. Later.